Okay, so hopefully you're watching this video because you decided to use Canvas. I'm going to give you a quick overview of how to do that. There's a lot of features in Canvas that I don't use, but certain features I do, and so I'm just going to give you the very basics of how to set up a course and some of the tools to use. But before I do, for those of you who are at BYU, how do you get Canvas set up? Well, the very first thing you want to do is sign into My BYU and go to your class roles and select the semester you're working on. And so you can see for my Bio 100s, I haven't chosen a learning management system yet. So when you click on that, you have the option of Canvas. BYU subscribes to Canvas. So you would click on Canvas like that on each of the classes that you want to use Canvas on. The other thing you're going to want to do is go to your Learning Suite, and for the future, when you set up, oh, it looks like I can't yet, but let's say I'm setting up this one. When you set up the course, you can actually link it to another website. You click right there and you're going to type in byu.instructure.com. That way, when students go to Learning Suite on accident, because they're assuming you're using Learning Suite, they'll be directed to Canvas. Okay, so those are the two little things you have to do at BYU in order to use Canvas in your classes. Once you've done that, when you log into byu.instructure.com, the classes should pop up ready to go. Okay, so that's what I've done before, and so here's my class for the fall. I'm going to show you how to set that up, but first, from the dashboard is going to take you to this every time. If you click on this one, this is your courses. So the current ones will be listed right here, but if you're looking for a past course, you simply click on all courses, and everything you've ever taught using Canvas, which I've taught a lot, will be here, and you can star them to make them visible on that home screen, or if you unstar them, they will disappear from that home screen. So that's a little trick there. But if you go to that, that will allow you to log into any of the courses. I never use the calendar feature. I do use the inbox, so this is your email program. If you select to send an email, you'll actually select a course, right? And they're kind of truncated, so if you just leave it on there for a second, sometimes it does, sometimes, yeah, it shows up the whole name for it, so you can choose the course. And once you've chosen the course, then you can select who you want to send it to. You can send it to everybody, which is going to be anybody associated with the course coordinators, TAs, etc. You can just do the teachers, and it'll actually show you who's a teacher, teaching assistants, or just the students. You can select individual students or do all students, do a type of subject. If it's a small class, you want to opt to send an individual message to each recipient so they don't see everybody else's email address. You can attach things, etc. I'm going to cancel that. But that's your message program. I use it only to send messages. I have students' emails sent to me come directly to my email, so I never come in here and use that otherwise. All right, so let's go to our courses, and actually I'm going to go back to the dashboard. It's an easier way to look. So this is how you set up a course. So I'm going to show you a course that I have not even set up yet. So this is my Bio 100 for the fall semester. Now there's two things that you can do. So this is the home page here. Notice this is where you publish or unpublish, just like in Learning Suite. And there's a student view if you want to see what it looks like from the student's perspective, but keep in mind anything that's not published yet or is not started yet, you won't be able to see if you go into student view. So there's a better way to do it in preview, which I'll show you later. But here we go. So if we want to add existing content, like you've already taught the class before and you want to just add another class, you can actually click on this and copy a Canvas course, or you can import a course export package. So if like I exported my course for you and sent it to you, you could import it into yours. That's really all I've ever done with this. But I usually just copy a Canvas course. So I might say, well, I want to look at my winter class, section 2, and I want to copy things in. Now, here's something really important to know. If you're doing it for the first time, you want the whole course, you just click all content. But let's say it's later in the semester, you've got 2 classes, and you've created a quiz in one, you want to copy it to another. You'd do the same thing, but you'd select specific content, and then when you click import, it will ask you to define what things you want to copy over. Okay, but if you're doing the whole class, you would do this. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you how to set it up from scratch. So I'm just going to go back to home. And I want to just start from scratch. So here's a couple of the things that you're going to use. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can set up your class, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. This home page here is the modules page. This is what students will see, and this is where they're going to walk through the content of the course. So in this class, I have it set up the modules on the home page, I've got them set up by day. So I've got, my first module is always the important information, where I have learning outcomes, schedules, TA office hours, how to access the online stuff, etc. But then I've got each day or unit. So here's day 1, and this is everything they have to do to complete for day 1. And here's their first unit. Here's day 2. This is everything they have to complete. So this was an online course. They did a video lecture. They took a little, yes, I watched the video. They did a little quiz, and then they did a homework assignment. If it's set up like this, when the student clicks on that, it's going to walk them through. They'll watch this little video, watch this little video. Here's their learning outcomes. When they click on next, it's going to take them to the next thing in that module. Did you watch the video? They'll say yes. Okay, they'll go to the next thing. This is going to be the quiz. They'll take the quiz, blah, blah, blah. They'll go to the next thing. They'll do the homework. So if you've got it set up that way, they're going to be walking through the modules day by day. Here's my other class. This one I had set up as a flipped classroom. So they had a face-to-face component. So this one, instead of setting it up by day, I set it up by type of assignment. So again, this is what the students will see. I have my course information, where there's the learning outcomes and the syllabus and the schedule and the TA stuff, a little critical study help section, and then here's their pre-class assignments for each day. So I've got a section for their pre-class assignments that they would do in my flipped classroom, and then I have a module that is the exams that they took or the quizzes that they took. And so you can do it by day or you can do it by type, and it's totally up to you. Okay, so in order to do that though, before we start creating, I would suggest you stop and lay out your class, and then you go to the assignments tab. Okay, and this is where we're going to lay out our class. Okay, so think of your assignments tab as the basic underlying skeleton or structure of your class. This is where you're going to help the class know how to organize the gradebook. It's going to help you organize all the assignments and things that you put into the course. The students won't see it, but it's your underlying structure. So you're going to go to the assignments tab. So this is the structure of your class. So you're going to start adding groups, and you might say, okay, I've got pre-class assignments that I want them to do. Okay, and then I might have pre-class quizzes that I want them to complete before they come to class. And then you might have some in-class submissions, so things that they might turn in while they're in class. And then you might have homework assignments. And then let's add one more for exams, if you decide to do online exams or quizzes or whatever. Now you notice it had one in there already. You can delete that one now because you don't need it anymore. It just has to have one in there. Now, these are your assignment groups. So as you start adding things to the course, you're going to categorize them in there. You can assign weights. You can weight final grades based on assignment groups, or you can just let it calculate by total point value. I like to weight it and say, you know, pre-class assignments are worth 15% of the grade, pre-class quizzes 10%, in-class submissions 20%. Homework assignments 25%, where am I, 25, 50, 60, 70, and then my exams are worth 30, right? And so that's kind of nice. And then you can also go in here and edit the rules. Let's see. Oh, there's nothing in there yet. Darn it. I have to add things in there. But right there where I did edit, it'll allow you to drop the lowest or drop the lowest too. There's a lot of different things you can do once you've got assignments in there. So that's how my gradebook is going to be set up. So then I'm going to go back to the home page, and let's just set it up by day. Okay, so then you're going to add your module, and I'm going to have day 1 of class. Now notice you can lock it until a certain date. If you'd like it inaccessible by students until a certain date, you can also lock all assignments. So I'm going to add my module. There's my day 1. And then let's say I'm going to have a pre-class assignment. Now don't do this. Okay, so here's the difference here. There's several things you can add. An assignment is just something that they can type directly into it, or they can upload a file. That's basically all they can do in an assignment. I use quizzes a lot. If I want them to watch a video and answer a question and then do this and answer a question, I form it as a quiz. You can do unlimited attempts for the quiz. You can give them answers and feedback for quizzes. And so I do them as quizzes, but you can also do them as assignments. You can have them upload a file, or you can upload a file here. You can do a page where you've got lots of files. You can do a discussion. You can do an external URL if you want them to go somewhere else. And so let's say for now though, I'm going to add an assignment. I'm going to make it a new assignment, and I'm going to say this is our pre-class assignment for day 1. Now, and actually, yeah, well, anyway. Okay. Oops. Did I forget to do that? Pre-class assignment, don't indent. Okay, so now we're going to click on this pre-class assignment, and then you can actually organize the assignment. So here's where you edit, and you say, okay, this is our pre-class assignment. We're going to call this day 1 pre-class assignment, and you can have directions here on how to do it. Okay, and then you assign a point value. We're going to make this 20 points. I'm going to put it into one of my categories that I just made. I'm going to put it in my pre-class assignments. And I want it as points. You can do it as letter grades, percentage, whatever. If you don't want it to count, you can do that. Now, this, you can have them do it online. You can have them do it on paper. You can have them do a submission. So we're going to have them do it online. They can either text it in. They can put a website URL if they want to put it on Google Drives, or they can upload a file. Okay, you can also do media recordings, whatever. You don't want a group assignment, you can do peer review. And then you put a due date on it. So I'm going to have it due May 15th, and you can change the time if you'd like. And I'm going to have it available from May 11th to May 15th. Okay, and then you can save it. Now don't publish it yet unless you want students to be able to see it. Oops, before the start of the term. Oh, this class is for fall, so it's not going to let me do that. But anyway, that's how you'd set it up. And then you can start adding content. Now, like I said, I like to do quizzes. And so let me go back to the homepage. Always go back to the homepage. And so this is our day 1. And so we got our pre-class assignment, and then you might add the little quiz. So you're going to have a quiz, and this is going to be day 1 pre-class quiz that they're going to complete. And where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it in the pre-class quizzes. Okay, and you add that item, and then you can edit that one. I can't even remember what else I had. So, oh, in-class submissions. So that's going to be an assignment that they're going to submit. It's going to be a new assignment. It's going to be day 1 in-class submissions. And again, it didn't let me edit that, so I'm going to edit that and put it into the right category. Okay, and so that's how you build, and then you can add another module, and this could be day 2. And you might lock it until day 2 of class if you want to. And you can add a prerequisite that they have to do day 1 before they do day 2. Okay? And so that's going to add your module with the prerequisite on it. So notice it says prerequisites. Now to publish everything, you simply click on this. And it will publish everything in there. Whoops, I just unpublished that. Okay? So that's how you set these up. Now, going back to, so this is assignments. See these little eyeballs here? This shows what the students can see and what they can't see. So this is something you want to change. So go down to settings, and in your navigation tab, this is everything that the students can see, and if it's dropped below here, this is everything they can't see. So I don't let them see anything because I don't use any of this stuff and it's confusing for students. Now modules is the same as the homepage. I don't want them accessing quizzes from there. I want them accessing it from the modules. So I remove that. If you want their learning outcomes there, syllabus, I don't want them to see files or pages or people. I want them to be able to see grades, discussions. I do not want them to see assignments. That's where I'm dealing with it. But if they go into assignments and click on it, it's confusing. So I usually leave it at this. Okay, and you want to make sure you save. Otherwise, it just undoes everything you did. Okay, so now if you look, everything is hidden from the students except for the modules page, the home page, and you can actually change the order of these. Modules and home is the same. Okay, announcements, discussions, grades, syllabus, outcome. Save again. And so you can see it changes it around. So that's all I allow them to see. Okay, so that's cool. And then you can add an image for your course. You can add the start date, the end date, all of that kind of thing. And syllabus, there's a lot of course details that you can upload or update. But anyway, here's our home again. So this is everything you would do. So I'm going to show you a quiz. So I use quizzes for the pre-class assignments and the homework assignments. So we'll just do, let's actually add in day 2, let's add a quiz and let's call it our homework assignment, day 2 homework. And we're going to put it in homework assignments and add the item. I'm going to show you how to edit these. Okay, so if I go into this, this is what it looks like. Go ahead and edit. If you click preview, by the way, we'll do that in a minute. Preview will allow you to see it as a student. Okay, so details. I want it to be graded. Okay, I want it to be in homework assignments. Do I want it to shuffle answers? Do I want a time limit on it? I always allow multiple attempts if it's not an actual quiz but a homework assignment, and I want it to keep the highest, but you could also have it keep the latest or the average. I always do the highest. If you want to limit the number of attempts, you can click there. Then I let students see the correct answers. So I will add in answers, so when they do it the first time, they don't see it. When they submit, they'll get answers back and they can go back in and do it again. You can also have it show one question at a time, so they have to complete a question before they move on. Require access code, I don't do any of that. So then you're going to enter in due dates. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't know what my schedule looks like yet. So then your questions, this is where you're going to build your content. So I'm going to start with a new question and say, this is a quiz. Oh, no, it's not a quiz. A homework assignment about genetics, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, I can't type. Okay, and you can make this a no text or no question. It's just the introduction, and I'll label this as intro. Okay, update your question. So then you're going to add questions. So there's multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, fill in multiple blanks, multiple answers, drop downs, matching, numerical, formula, essay, file, upload. So there's all kinds of things you can have students do. But let's say I want to do a multiple choice question. I'm going to call this question 1. I'm going to have them talk about, if I have someone, if I have a woman who is colorblind, blah, blah, blah. So here's my question. You can put in your answers. They're big A, little a. They're little a, little a. You can add more answers to it. They're big A, whatever it's going to be. Okay, and then you click your right answer. Let's say the right answer is that. Now, here's some cool things and tricky things about adding to here. So this is all formatting that you're probably familiar with. You can add a table into it. You can add a video clip. So if you click this, you're actually going to put in the URL and embed it in. Okay, just do general. Just click on add a URL here, and it will actually put the video right into the question. You can add an external link. You can remove a link. You can add a picture. Now, if you click here to add a picture, it's going to ask for something online. Don't do that. If you want to add a picture right where your cursor is, go over here to the right and click on images and upload a new image and choose some image from your desktop. I don't even know what I have here. We'll do a screenshot of something. I don't even know what these are. We'll just do this. If you open that, you're going to give it a name. Wow, that was awesome. And then you're going to upload it. I don't even know what this is. I hope it's something cool. It's a Science Daily. Okay, now once you're there, once you're here, if you click on it, you can scale it, okay, make it little. You could also put a file in. If you want them to upload or download a file from your homework, you can upload a new file there. So you can upload an article or whatever, and it will show up as a link that they can download. Okay, and so once you're done, you update the question, and there you go. You have this question, whatever it was, and you just keep going. New question, new question, new question. Okay, and if you do multiple attempts and things, it's more like a homework assignment than it is a quiz. But you can also do quizzes on here, and then you would save it, publish it when you're ready. Okay, so that's how you build a quiz in there, and that's really all there is to it. You can explore with the different question types. But again, go to home always, and there you've got your day 2 homework. It's ready to go. Now let's say I want to see what it looks like for students. You can click on preview, and it will show you this is a homework assignment about genetics, and you can pick an answer and you can submit the quiz, or let's say you want to pick a wrong answer, you can submit the quiz and it'll show you what they get. This is their feedback. It told them they answered it wrong, and here's the correct answer. Or you can hide those correct answers in the settings. Okay, a couple other things about this. If you want to moderate the quiz and give, so let's see, we're going to go back to edit. Whoops, let me save. You can moderate the quizzes right here. If you moderate the quiz, this allows you to give students an extra attempt, extra time, that kind of thing. Okay, so but that's the basics of setting up a Canvas course. Just remember that the assignments is where you are creating all your content. So you notice it put everything into where I told it to. This is where you create your content and can change this. Now you can see if we edit this, it's 50% of the total, and I can have it drop the lowest 1 score. And so it's got a rule, and it's going to drop the lowest score. Okay, so you can mess with it there. But the assignments, again, I don't let students see this. I only let them see the home, and I've got it organized. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an overview of Canvas and how to use it to set up a class.